Hi everyone, welcome to Gentle Movement, Yin and Restorative Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua. So for this practice, you'll want to have 2 yoga blocks or pillows, an additional pillow, a blanket, and a strap. Let's begin in a comfortable seat of your choice. And I find it helpful sometimes to sit up on a folded blanket so that the sitting bones are towards the front edge of that blanket, allowing the pelvic bowl to slightly tilt forward. And then as you engage the lower belly just slightly, you can lift up the spine more vertically upright, and then allow the shoulders to soften back and down, stacking them right over your hips, lifting up through the back of your skull, maybe closing your eyes, settling in to arrive at your yoga practice. Begin to sense how your body is feeling as you take a mental scan of it, very slowly paying attention to each part, the left foot, the right foot, and then taking your time on your own all the way up your body, eventually at the top of the head. Sense as well the way that your body is naturally breathing right now. No need to change how it's breathing. Observe how you feel energetically, mentally, and emotionally. And as you might bring your palms together at your heart, clarify your sankalpa, your heart-centered intention for your practice today. You might also call to mind someone or something that you care about to dedicate your practice to. And keep that in mind. I'd like to open with a quote by Pema Chodron, mindfulness teacher who wrote many books, including When Things Fall Apart, Heart Advice for Difficult Times. And she says in that book, the most difficult times for many of us are the ones we give ourselves. Yet it's never too late or too early to practice loving kindness. So whether it be the voice of our inner critic, a negative self-talk, or allowing our minds to basically just be unfocused and become reactive, where instead of being conscious of where we place our attention, we allow the thoughts to just spin in their own habitual patterns. May it be negative patterns or worry, anxious thoughts. You might remember maybe about a year ago, I talked about 7 mind traps, common mental patterns identified by psychologists or therapists Bob Stahl and Alicia Goldstein in a book called Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction. And 2 of those 7 mind traps were catastrophizing, which is where you're thinking about the worst case scenario, right? And then the mind starts to go on this imagination tangent of the most horrible thing that could happen right now. And so that's one way to get caught in creating our difficult time for ourselves, right? Just letting the mind go off on that. Or another is dwelling on shoulds. I should be doing, I shouldn't be, and having all these sort of comparisons between ourselves and other people, what they display on social media, or restrictions imposed by whatever norms around us, instead of being kind to ourselves. Be like, this is how I am right now. This is what is. Can I accept that? And I love Pema Chodron's quote because she nudges us to cultivate unconditional friendship with ourselves. Unconditional friendship with ourselves. And part of the ways that we do that here is showing up to the practice, showing up, being with ourselves, with whatever is happening in our lives right now, whatever we're feeling in our bodies, and doing the best that we can in a way that nurtures us. So what does that mean for you today? Let's open up the practice, chanting together, sending out our intentions and dedications, and also feeling that resonate within us. 3 chants of Om. Take a deep breath in. Bow in towards the light of your inner teacher. And begin to stretch your breath evenly in and out to your nose. Softly narrowing the back of your throat to listen to a gentle whispering sound that is your breath. This is the practice of Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breathing. And keeping your breath steady, calm, and easeful. Softly open your eyes if they're closed and release your hands. Let's go ahead and make our way up to stand in a forward fold towards the front of our mat. We're going to begin with some gentle movements. So separate your feet a little wider apart than hips distance. Parallel your feet and bend your knees so much that your belly easily rests onto your thighs. And then drop your skull, drop your arms, and just start to shimmy out the shoulders. Maybe shake out the arms and hands. Maybe softly shake your head. Keep the breath going here. Nod your head. Maybe flutter the lips. Notice if sound wants to move through you. Maybe sway the spine like a gentle pendulum. Keep the knees very bent here so that your spine can truly unwind, not feel inhibited. Let your neck relax, let your jaw, your eyes relax. Breathe in, breathe out. And then cross your left hand to the outside of your right leg. It might be your calf or your ankle. Pull your left hip back towards the rear wall just slightly. Try to keep your hips squared and then raise your right arm so the right palm faces the right wall. Lift the top of your head towards the front wall, stretching forward through the spine. Take a full breath in. Span across your arms in this gentle twist. A few more breaths. Lengthen the left and the right sides of your neck. Feel the reach up through your right fingertips. Feel the energy in your right hand. 2 more breaths in this forward fold twist. And then lower your spine. Let your arms drop. Cross your right hand to the outside of your left calf or ankle. Gently pull your right hip towards the rear wall and then raise your left arm up high. Turn your chest to face the left wall. Inhale, lengthen the top of your head towards your front wall, stretching the spine forward. And then let the shoulders move down your back as you're exhaling. Keep turning the chest to the left. Feel the left hand reaching up high with lots of energy. Breathe here. 2 more deep breaths here. And then lower the left hand. Now you might want to have your 2 blocks on their tallest height, framing your heels, just in case. And then you find that you don't need them, you can just set them aside. Bend your knees still a lot. Drop your arms, drop your head. And then as you breathe in, start to pull in the belly. Slowly roll your spine upright, as if you could stack 1 vertebra at a time like blocks. Eventually lifting your head last. Shrugging the shoulders, rotate them behind you. Exhale them down. Turn your palms to face forward. Spread your toes. And then spread your weight on each foot through the 4 corners, the big toes, the pinky toes, the inner and outer heels. And then feel the muscles in the front of your thighs become a little more active. You're grounding through the feet, you're pressing downward, lifting that energy up your spine. Feel the top of your head rise, your shoulders relax. Open up across your chest, spread the collarbones wide, and take a couple of deep breaths here, standing tall and open and grounded in Tadasana, mountain pose. Now as you breathe in, slowly reach your arms forward. Rotate your shoulders back and down. Look up as you coil your chest up lightly. Keep the tailbone reaching towards the ground between the heels. Exhale, bend your knees with a flat back. Fold over your legs. Place your hands on the blocks or the ground outside your feet. Inhale, step your left knee behind you into a kneeling lunge. Look up. Exhale, place your hands and knees on the floor to come into a variation of plank pose. Inhale, point your elbows back to hug your ribs, scoop the belly in and lower your chin to the floor. Exhale, lower your chest, your belly, your legs to the floor. Fan out your toes and press every toenail into the ground. Breathe in, peel your shoulders back, lifting your heart. Lengthen the back of your neck, cobra pose. Breathe out, tuck your toes. Lift your hips up high and back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths in this first downward dog. You might shift around any way your body needs to loosen up, like pedaling your feet, swiveling the hips left and right, softly rolling out the head. Listen to your breath. Spread your fingers wide and point your index fingers straight ahead so they're not pointing inward towards each other. Flatten out the thumbs. And on your next inhalation, step your left foot forward beside your left thumb. And if it doesn't make it all the way there, grab your ankle with your left hand and bring your foot forward. Set your right knee down, hands on blocks or the ground, and take another breath in to look up. Let the shoulders relax down, kneeling lunge. Tucking the right toes. Exhale, step the right foot forward and bow over your legs. Bend the knees if needed. Inhale, sweep your arms forward. Slowly rise up to stand as you drop the shoulders back, look up, coil the chest. Exhale, join your hands together in front of your heart. Let's take the slow motion sun salutation C to the second side. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, roll your shoulders back, lift your sternum, draw the tailbone towards the inner heels. Exhale, bend your knees and bow over your legs. Hands on blocks or the ground. Inhale, step the right knee to the floor and look up, kneeling lunge. Exhale, place your hands and knees on the floor in plank pose. Inhale, point your elbows back, scoop the belly in, and lower your chin towards the ground as you stick your tailbone up. Exhale, slide your chest, belly and legs flat on the floor, fanning the toes on the mat. Inhale, coil your chest up into cobra pose. Exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. So this time, let your body be still for about 3 breaths. Drop your head, relax the back of your neck. Rotate your outer upper arms towards the ground, spreading the shoulder blades apart. Lift your hips high. You might bend the knees to do that and pull your hips towards the back wall. Draw the belly in towards your spine. Take a deep inhalation as you step your right foot forward beside your right thumb. Again, if the foot doesn't make it all the way there, grab your ankle with your right hand and bring the foot there. Lower the back knee, hands on blocks or the floor. Take a deep inhale, look up, drop your shoulders, tuck the back toes. As you exhale, step the left foot forward beside the right foot and bow over your legs. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, slowly rise to stand, dropping the shoulders back, lifting your heart and gaze. Exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take a few deep breaths. Notice, is anything shifting in any way? What do you feel in your body? Let's turn to face the wide width of your mat. Come into a pretty wide stance. Then from your hips, rotate your thighs externally, which means turn them out. Let your knees and toes follow so that the middle of your knees point out in the same degree as your middle toes underneath. Then bend your knees, coming into a wide-legged squat. You can use your hands to just gently massage your inner thighs to splay apart as you might sway your hips gently side to side, slowly warming up in your groins and inner thighs, your knees, your ankles. Feel your frontal hip bones. You might even place your hands there and lift them slightly towards your lowest front ribs. Let the tailbone descend so that your pelvis is more upright than tilted forward. And then use your hands again to press the inner thighs apart as you sink your hips. Inhale, lift up through your heart and crown. Exhale, dip your right shoulder forward as I'm mirroring you. Twist to your left and look over your left shoulder. Stay here, breathe, inhale. Keep the thighs both splaying open. Exhale, keep looking over the left shoulder, rotating the rib cage. 2 more breaths. As you breathe in, come back to center. Straighten your legs, raise your arms apart like a V, like a star shape. And then root down through your feet, reach up to your fingertips. Spread the fingers, lift through your crown, but relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, rebend the knees apart. Press your hands onto your inner thighs, sinking your hips. Inhale here, stretch up through the center of your spine. Exhale, dip your left shoulder forward and rotate your chest to the right. Looking over your right shoulder, let's stay for a few breaths. Keep splaying both thighs apart. One more deep breath here in this twist. Slowly come back to center. Inhale, rise up to that star shape, arms and legs straight. And let's start a little heart-centered flow. Breathe in here. And as you exhale, bend your knees into the squat, but press your palms in front of you towards the earth. Inhale, straighten your legs, scoop your hands towards your heart center, like an invitation to the heart. Exhale, bend your knees again, press your palms out to your left and right sides, expansion. Inhale, rise up, raise your arms towards the sky above. Exhale, bend the knees, press the palms towards the earth below. Inhale, straight legs, sweep your hands towards your heart, an invitation. Exhale, bend your knees, spread your wings, palms out to the sides. One more round. Inhale, sky above. Exhale, earth below. Inhale, invitation to the heart. Exhale, expand out to the sides. Nice, and then from here, straighten your legs, parallel your feet. We're gonna take a little twist and flow. So making sure the feet are parallel. You can bend the knees any amount if that allows you to bow forward with more of a flat back rather than a rounded one. Open your arms like a T. Take a deep breath in. Draw the belly in. And as you exhale, twist along your waistline, then bow towards your left leg. You might even catch the outside of the leg with the right hand. From down to your feet, inhale, rise up again, arms apart. Exhale, twist across your waistline to the right side and bow towards your right leg. Maybe catch the outer leg. Inhale up to center. Really slow. Exhale, twist to the left and bow. Inhale up to center. Exhale, twist to the right and bow. Let's take one more on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist and fold. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist and fold. Inhale, center. Let's reach the hands behind your back. Grab a strap or interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders down, look up, breathe in. Exhale, bow from your hips. Remember, you can bend your knees any amount. It allows your spine to unwind more easily. Let's take about 5 or more breaths here, making sure your feet are parallel. Spread your toes. Tilt your weight towards the fronts of your heels rather than the backs of your heels. Let your hips come forward. As you completely drop your head, lift the shoulder bones away from your neck and continue to stretch your arms forward with elbows slightly bent. Let's take another 3 slow breaths. Listen in. Except inside your heart and be just who you are. Then let your arms fall. Maybe roll out the shoulders and shake out the head for a moment. Bending your knees a lot. Place your hands on your hips. Point your elbows towards the sky. And with a flat back, breathe in. Slowly lift your heart and the rest of your spine. Coming up to stand. Let's bend the knees and make our way onto the floor. Extend your right leg forward and take your left thigh. Turn out the thigh and hug the sole of your left foot high onto your inner right thigh. We're going to prepare for Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose, in which you might find it helpful to use a strap and step the ball of your right foot into the loop or the middle of the strap. Hold the strap with both of your hands. Flex your right foot as though it's pulling the strap away, and then pull the strap with your hands so it's taut. And then give yourself enough slack so that you're able to roll your shoulders behind the ears and down your back. Root down to your left and right sitting bones. It might be helpful to sit up on a blanket. And then as you breathe in, lift up from the bottom of your spine to the top of your head. Feel your throat open, your chest open. Then as you exhale, begin to bow just a little bit from your hips with a flat back towards your right pinky toe. Pause here, breathe in, plug the pelvis downward, stretch from the bottom of your spine to your crown. Exhale, maybe fold another little bit towards your pinky toe. Keep going, you've got about 8 more breaths. Support your lower back as you're bowing here by lightly activating your abdomen, drawing your belly towards your spine. Keep the belly activated, and as you breathe in, start to lift your chest, lifting all of your spine. Remove the strap, relax your feet, and extend the left leg forward. Turn out your right thigh and plug the sole of your right foot high up against your inner left thigh. Maybe use a strap around the ball of your left foot as you flex the foot. Pull the strap. Use enough slack so your shoulders can roll back and down. Root your sitting bones downward and sit up a little taller with each inhalation. Firm the belly in, and then exhale, extend your chest towards your left pinky toe, folding just a little bit each exhalation for a total of 10 slow breaths here. In Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. Still firming in the belly, begin to lift your chest so that you rise up slowly on an inhale with a flat back. Remove the strap, and let's make our way back to downward facing dog. You may want to, before you go there, put some pillows and blocks near the front of your mat so that you're able to reach for them in a moment. And downward facing dog, root down to your fingers spread and inhale. Raise your right leg behind you, bend the knee, and turn out the right thigh at the hip. And as you exhale, slide your right shin across your mat in front of your pelvis. Coming into single pigeon pose, come to sit on the ground or on a pillow with your left leg straight behind you, tucking the toes. Place your hands alongside your hips and lift your pelvis for a moment to help you scissor your right hip back and bring your left outer hip forward until both your hips are evenly facing the front of your mat. Notice if there's space between your right glute and the ground. If so, take any of your props that can comfortably fill that space in order for your hips to continue facing evenly forward. And then untuck the back toes. Place your hands in front of your right shin. Notice if your right shin can comfortably parallel the front edge of your mat. And if so, flex your right foot. Press the mound of the big toe towards the left wall and keep it flexed this entire pose. If it doesn't comfortably parallel the front of your mat, then you can relax the foot. Breathe in, lift your heart, and then stay here. Notice how your body is feeling. It's guiding you through every sensation. Never want to go to pain, but discomfort sometimes is a part of opening up. So find the range of bowing forward, breath by breath, as I set the timer for 3 minutes in total. So you've got quite some time to explore. You can grab your pillows and rest your forehead on top or rest your forearms on top. Notice how your body is breathing here. Come back to Ujjayi breathing, in and out, whispering through the nose. And about now, we've got about half a minute left. Stay connected to your breath, your body. Notice what you're feeling here. And then moving very gently and mindfully, place your hands on the ground, slowly lifting your head, your torso. Take your time stepping back into downward facing dog. And once there, you might raise your right leg up in the air and rotate it at the hip, encouraging more blood flow into that hip joint we were focusing on. And as you come back to a regular downward facing dog, take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhaling, bend the left knee, rotate the thigh open at the hip. And slowly slide the left shin across your mat in front of your pelvis as you straighten your right leg behind you to sit. Tuck your right toes on the ground and place your hands alongside your hips. Lift your pelvis off the ground and scissor your left hip back. Bring your right outer hip forward until your two hips are evenly facing the front of your mat. Notice if there is a gap between your left glute and the ground. If so, take any of your props that can comfortably fill that gap and support your hips squaring forward. Then relax your right toes. Place your hands in front of your left shin and notice if your left shin is comfortably paralleling the front edge of your mat. If so, make sure to flex your left foot. Press the mound of the left big toe towards the right wall to support your knee. If it's not, you can relax the foot. Breathe in, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, stay here and just feel into your body sensations. No rush to get to any certain depth. There's no particular depth we're trying to achieve. We're simply observing the body and seeing where it needs to go. We've got 3 minutes here. Single pigeon pose. You might use pillow or pillows under your torso, head, hands, whatever you need to support your body to easily open up. Come back to directing your breath into an even, steady flow. Got just a few more seconds here. Deep breaths. Begin to move very gently, slowly press your hands into the ground. Begin to lift your head, torso. And one more time, take your time stepping back to downward facing dog, in which you may want to raise your left leg and circle it out at the hip a few times, encouraging blood flow into that hip socket. Let your head fall completely. Feel the stability of your hands pressing into earth. And then from here, lower onto your knees, please. And let's grab our block. You may want 2 blocks. Put them off to the side so that you can reach for them while you're lying on your back. And come on down to your back. Step your 2 feet on the ground with your knees bent. Begin by placing one block at its lowest height across your mat beneath your sacrum, beneath the flat part of your lower back. So making sure that it's stably and comfortably supporting you there. Notice how this feels. Pause and breathe. Now you might experiment with placing a second block at its lowest height directly on top of that first block. If already as you're lifting the hips that feels too high, never mind. These are just options to explore. See how your body is responding and guiding you to what it needs. Now, at whatever height the blocks are at, make sure that it's not too close to the bottom of your glutes, or they're not too close to your back ribs, but they're right in a comfortable spot. And then from here, keep your left foot on the ground, bend your right knee towards your chest, and take hold of your right shin or thigh with your hands. Keep your shoulders and head on the ground and tilt your chin slightly back, opening your throat. Breathe. Now, if it feels easeful enough, flex your left foot by curling the toes up and keep your left heel on the floor as you begin to straighten your left leg forward. Be mindful not to turn out your left leg as you straighten the leg. So keep your left knee and toes facing straight up towards the ceiling, not towards the left wall. Think of spiraling your inner left thigh towards the ground. Visualize your tailbone actively stretching forward towards your inner left heel. Now, you might explore circling your right foot in both directions as we stay for another, about 7 breaths here, stretching into the front of your left thigh, hip flexors. Let's take one more deep breath. And then bend your left knee, set the left foot on the floor, set the right foot on the floor. Pause, take a few breaths. Then bend your left knee towards your chest, catching hold of your shin or thigh with your 2 hands. Drop the shoulders into the floor, away from your neck. And then you might begin exploring the possibility of straightening your right leg forward. Whether it straightens all the way or not, flex your right foot and keep your right heel on the ground. Point your right knee and toes towards the ceiling. Spiral your inner right thigh towards the floor. And stretch your tailbone forward towards your inner right heel. You might add circling your left foot at the ankle in both directions. Let's finish off about 7 more deep breaths in this position. And then as you're done, bend your right knee, set your right foot on the ground, set your left foot on the ground, and again, pause for a few breaths. Notice what sensations are here, what's coming and going. Now, as we stay in supported bridge pose, you might find it more stable because your 2 feet are on the ground to explore heightening the stack of blocks. Now, if you already have 2 blocks stacked on the lowest height, that's pretty high already. You might stay right there. You only have 1 block, you can tilt it to the medium height or possibly the highest height and see what offers you space in your chest to spread the shoulder blades apart, the collarbones apart while grounding your shoulders. Then bring your arms straight down by your sides and walk them in close to your midline. Close together as you can, so you can feel the shoulder blades sliding closer together as you lift your sternum. Tilt your chin back away from it, open your throat. You might turn your palms to face up. Make sure that your feet are parallel to each other. Your thighs are parallel to each other. Let's finish another 7 full breaths. Now, focus on expanding the breath into your chest and all of your lungs. Full rib cage, belly breaths. Not forcefully, but gently. Feel the breaths like waves coming and going. Now make sure that you feel stably supported by the block or blocks beneath so that you can extend 1 leg straight up and then the second leg straight up. And feel free to bend the knees loosely so that you're not straining to keep your legs up here. Now, take another 10 slow breaths. Let's focus the breath into the abdomen as we are in a digestion stimulating posture. A variation of Viparita Karani, legs up the wall pose without the wall. With your in-breaths, gently expand your belly, feel it rise. And with your out breaths, let your belly soften and sink down towards your spine. Are you listening to the sound waves of your breathing? Keep them smooth and sustained. Gentle whisper. And when you reach 10 counts of breath, then slowly lower 1 foot at a time to the ground. Gradually remove the blocks beneath your sacrum and gently lower your pelvis to the floor. Hug your bent knees together into your chest and softly rock side to side, massaging your lower back into the ground. Full breaths. And then however you want to get there, slowly make your way into a comfortable seat. And before we rest for Shavasana, let's practice Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Alternate nostril breathing. Balancing the left and right hemispheres of your brain, grounding yourself and tuning inward to practice pratyahara, becoming more attuned to your subtle energy body. So as you sit tall, notice if it might be helpful to sit on a folded blanket here so that you're most upright and easeful. Rest your left hand on your lap. A couple mudras you might choose from. Pran mudra, which is a peace sign, bringing the index and middle fingers together and then turning the left palm face up to rest on your lap. Cultivates vital energy. Or Chin mudra, thumb and index finger to touch, whether palm face up or down for grounding. Helps to focus. If you're closing your eyes, you might steady your inner gaze at your brow center, Ajna chakra, at the middle of your forehead. Continue to breathe just through your nose and empty this breath. Stick out your right thumb, pinky and ring finger, in Vishnu mudra, hold the breath out. With the right thumb, cover your right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril slowly. Pause the breath in. With your ring and pinky finger, close the left nostril. Exhale through the right slowly. Hold the breath out. Inhale through your right nostril slowly. Hold your breath in. Then cover the right nostril with a thumb and exhale through the left slowly. Hold the breath out. And that's one cycle. Let's take a second cycle. Inhale through left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Cover left. Exhale right for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover right. Exhale left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. And that's the second cycle. Third cycle, inhale left for 6. Hold for 3. Cover left. Exhale right for 6. Hold for 3. Inhale right for 6. Hold for 3. Cover right. Exhale left for 6. Hold for 3. And that's the third cycle complete. Take 2 more cycles on your own. Inhale through left. Continue. End of a cycle is when you finish exhaling through left nostril and holding the breath. Going at your own mindful pace. When you finish those last 2 cycles, sit with both of your hands in the same mudra of your choice. Breathe naturally and observe the effects of Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Perhaps keep your eyes closed if they are. And as you're ready, gradually lower your body into a position of complete rest, lying down, supported with any props you may like to use. Closing your eyes, continuing natural breath. Shavasana for the next 5 minutes. The chant that will be sung, the mantra, is Loka Samasta Sukhinu Bhavantu, which means may all beings be happy and free, and may my thoughts, actions, words contribute to that happiness and freedom.
Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino samasta Sukhino bhavantu Loka 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 samasta Sukhino Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu
As you continue to rest for just another moment, observe your various layers of being: physical, energetic, mental, emotional. And as you feel ready, begin to wake up your body kindly, beginning with small parts, gentle movements, easing into simple stretches. Perhaps you gradually turn over to your right side and eventually rise into your comfortable seat. Place your hands in any mudra that allows you to cultivate the feeling tone of friendliness, unconditional friendliness to yourself. Perhaps you rest your inner gaze at the area of your heart energy center, Anahata Chakra, towards the center of your chest. Sit tall and relaxed. So in this 5 minutes of meditating, I invite you to cultivate that feeling tone of unconditional friendship with yourself by using an attitude of caring curiosity to watch whatever arises in these few minutes. Sounds externally, your own reactions to sounds, thought forms that come and go, sensations in the body that come and go. Resting with a loving tone of just observing. Don't need to run away, distract, resist, judge, any of that. You're simply paying attention with loving kindness. Joining your palms at your heart center, let's close our practice. Joining our voices in one chant of Om. Take a deep breath in. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.